Sonos, the undisputed kings of multi-room audio, already has 2 home theatre products, and with the recently unveiled Beam, it's officially a crowd. So why does Sonos think it needs another device to go under your TV? Well, basically, times change, technology moves on, and let's face it, the existing 2 products aren't exactly impulse buys. At $399, the Sonos Beam is considerably cheaper than both the $699 Play Bass or Play Bar. It also comes with a few key features that those 2 do not. Most notably, it has Alexa baked in and an all-important HDMI port. At first glance, this makes the Beam an instant winner. If it's smaller, smarter, more affordable and great to look at, it's a no-brainer, right? Well, kinda. Before the Beam launched, news leaked that Sonos' next product had an HDMI port, and most people fairly assumed whatever it would replace the 5-year-old Play Bar, especially once it was revealed to be another soundbar. Sonos has other ideas though. The Play Bar is still part of the product line, and the company thinks there's a space for all 3 of these speakers, depending on what you want or need. The Beam's smaller form factor basically means there are fewer drivers inside. The Play Bar and Play Bass have 9 and 10 speakers crammed in respectively. The Beam only has 5. For you, this means you need to think long and hard about what your priorities are. As someone that owns a Play Bar, I can confirm that the sound on the Beam isn't nearly as impactful or room-filling. In its defense, Sonos says the Beam is designed for small to medium-sized living rooms, and that the sound has been tuned accordingly. I have a fairly modest front room, and while the Beam doesn't punch as hard as the Play Bar, it does a pretty solid job of filling that space. For regular TV viewing, the Beam sounds great. When it comes to movies, you'll also get a surprisingly wide soundstage, despite its tiny footprint. Stereo separation is actually pretty good. Even though the TV behind it is probably wider than the Beam itself, you still get the illusion of edge-to-edge sound. If you're a sports fan, games sound decent, but maybe not as immersive as with a larger speaker. The good news is that the Beam easily converts into a surround sound system with the addition of 2 Sonos Ones and a sub, but that's a pricey upgrade. But even without the sub, the difference is incredible. I watched a World Cup match and you really feel like you're in the crowd. With the Beam on its own, the experience is nowhere near as atmospheric. But the Beam isn't just about pumping out cinematic sounds. At the end of the day, it's still a Sonos speaker, which likely means you probably want to play some music through it too. And here is where the value proposition gets a little bit more interesting. With the Beam, you don't just upgrade your TV's audio, you also get a capable home music system that works with all your favorite streaming services. Perhaps best of all, it replaces your ugly Amazon Echo to boot. Thanks to that HDMI connection, if you have a CEC enabled TV, you can control it via Alexa. Naturally, you can also do pretty much anything else that Alexa offers too, essentially turning the Beam into a hub for your smart home. The Beam comes with 5 far-field microphones hidden away inside, and they do a good job of hearing you summon Alexa even when there's music playing. For example, I had a Skype call in a different room and the person I spoke with said the A word, and I heard Beam beep into life. Not bad for a sound coming from a laptop with the wall in the way. If you do buy the Beam, the good news is it's only going to get better with time. Sonos already confirmed there'll be support for other assistants like Google's, and by the time you can actually buy this product, the much wanted support for AirPlay 2 will be ready for prime time. Don't let the Beam's small size fool you. It's still a capable home theatre speaker in its own right. Just one that can be upgraded as your room and budget requires. And as for that additional connectivity and support for Alexa, it turns an already solid soundbar into something that will soon become the centerpiece of your living room.